Hello guys, and welcome back to another session of learning Unity with me. From where we last left off, we were able to implement the resource system. So what that means is, first of all, we can now add to our resource system as well as deplete it based on whether we spawn a trophy and spawning a defender itself. So let's go and see that in action. So right now we have 100. Both of these defenders are worth 100, so if I spawn one, it's going to deplete it to 100, and if I spawn a trophy, every time it reaches a certain animation, it's going to call on the add cost or add stars to resource, and it's going to update this value right here. And then I think that's pretty much it. Right, and I think we left off here in the animation events, because I think I was just like messing around towards the end. And then just trying to see different perspectives on like certain things. But anyways, let's just move on to this part. Alright. Remove. I'm not sure if I can do that in VS Code, but let's go see that. Let's check it out for a second. So we have to go here and like click on Start Display. Let's say I'm looking for fire method, right? No. So it only checks, I guess, this script, but let me try opening the folder. So yeah, let's see if we can look for fire. Yeah, so I can't really do that. I would have to keep checking individually for it. But anyways, let's go back and see. Oh, I see. So basically, if we wanted to refactor the method that was used for the animation, we had to change it in the script, of course, change the name. But then we also have to consider the animation events that are using said method and adjust those as well. And I guess this is like one of the easier ways of doing it. You guys can't see it, of course, and I keep mentioning that, but let me see how he did it again. Maybe if I can show you guys, unless this is a kind of like a Visual Studio only. If it is, then unfortunately I can't really do that. Wait, or can I? Wait. Maybe it has it. Edit, find in files, find, replace. Place. So we had to find it and then replace it. We do have these metadata. So like add stars would be used somewhere. I wonder if we can kind of organize this or sort this out. Probably not. Yeah, we can. I think I might eventually switch to Microsoft Visual Studio. So that was just like a recommendation if we ever decide to find and replace. And I think it's very useful, especially for bigger projects and you do want to like refactor things, and it really helps like see where to look for and stuff. Unfortunately I can't do it, but I might switch to Visual Studio. Or Visual Studio? No, well, the other editor. It's while this one is more lightweight, the other one is still like there's still more stuff that you can use. It has a lot of features that can help like a beginner, I guess. But yeah, anyways, alright. What's this? Instantiate as child. So the question was asked if where in our code do we instantiate each new attacker? I think it'd be the game spawner or the enemy spawner. Yeah, because in our yeah, so if we look at spawners, each one of these has their own enemy spawner script, so we can just use that position to know if it's in the lane or not. Alright, let me try to find the exact, well, I mean, I kind of know where it is already. It's right here. So in our start, we do a while loop. In which we wait and then spawn an attacker at the spawner's location. And I guess that's pretty much it. Oh, I see what he's trying to do. So basically, since as it is right now, when we launch the game, you guys can't see it, but when we launch the game and the lizards are being spawned in, notice how unorganized this looks. Like we don't know which lizard belongs to what lane. So I think what we're trying to do now is trying to, I guess, put this under here maybe, so that at least we know which lizard came from which spawner, and then after that we can tell, depending on the spawner, we can tell if it's in the lane. So what I'm thinking is to check if there's a lizard in that lane, where because we want our defenders to only act when there's a monster in that lane, right? And to do that, we probably have to make sure like what lane we're spawning the defender, and then checking that spawner's children. If there's any lizard there, then we can assume that there is a lizard at that lane. So this is what he did. First we create a reference attacker, new attacker, and then So basically, let's just close this. Depending on the enemy spawner that's instantiating the attacker, it's going to update the parent of the attacker object to be underneath the game spawner, or the enemy spawner, or the lane rather, so that it'll be underneath it as opposed to just being here. So maybe a quick demonstration. Let's see in action. So we have to look at here. So as we already see, there's lizards being spawned at a specific spawner as opposed to just randomly in our hierarchy. So at least we now know that these 3 lizards, or these lizards here, are underneath spawner 1. Actually no, this is spawner 1. But you get my point. That actually does look neater. Helps to keep things organized. Cool. That was quick. Alright, let me see, we have a quiz. Let's take this quiz. Where is the best place to add your animator controller on game objects? The parent. Animation events can call methods from where? Anywhere in our project, any script on our game object or its children, any script on our game object or its parent, only from scripts on the game object where the animator is, not its parent or children. That's I think that it follows the parent and below and etc. etc. Wait, really? Oh wow. Alright, never mind. Animation events can call methods from where? Is it really anywhere in our project? I think it has to be this one or this one, because I do remember you can access the children or the parent or the children's script at least, so I know this is not it. But then this one says parent. You know, I'm gonna go with this. No, it's not. Is it this one? Oh, only from scripts to the game object where animator is, not its parent or children. Huh, interesting. I never knew it was like that. I guess that's a good reason why we place all the scripts together along with the animator, as opposed to just having the scripts in the children objects. Well, that's good to know. So only from scripts on the game object where our animator is, not its parent or children. So let me try to understand that. So the animation events, which is in our animator component, can only access scripts that are on the game object. It can't access the parent nor the children objects if it does have a script, which I can also see how it kind of helps with the ambiguity, because I remember like thinking about like when we're setting up an animation event in our animation animation, I was thinking, how does it know what method I'm referring to, right? Because I remember just like typing it out, but I now know that you can actually just click on the I forgot what it's called. I think in Android it's called the spinner, but basically when you click on it, it gives you a lot of options you can click on, or like any valid options for it, and then that's a lot better as opposed to typing the specific method name. So that's why that kind of makes sense to me now. Cool. All right. What are these things called in the arrow pointing to? Animation events, or keyframes, sorry. Keyframes. Within Visual Studio, what is the command that allows us to search and find animation events? I thought it was find and replace. What is this? Search and find? I don't know this one. Find in files. Alright. Wait, don't we have that? Oh, we do have it. Cool. Oh wow. Alright, then we do have it. And then which of the following, let me write that down in notes actually. We can use find in files. Let me edit find locate with a specific method to locate variables and methods. We can use edit find in files to locate variables and methods in all of our scripts. What was this? Let me see, which of the following will allow us to spawn a new attacker as a child to the game object which instantiated it? So this is basically setting our parent to the game object itself. Let's say we create an object in that class and we want to instantiate underneath the parent, or we want to make the parent of that new object to the game object, and we have to do this. So yeah, I got 2 wrong. And that one was kind of a shocker. This one I didn't really know because I didn't really have Visual Studio, but now I know that it's also in Visual Code too. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be using that then. Cool. 3 out of 5. It could have been worse. Wait, what? We didn't? Oh, you do this already? Oh wait, I have to do it again? Alright, where is the best place to add your animated controller to add the parent? Animations events can be called from where? Only in the scripts that the game object currently has, not the parent nor the children. Those are called keyframes. We had to find in files to look at a bunch of files in our directory, which is in our scripts. Which of the following allows us to spawn a new attacker? Underneath the parent would be setting the parent of the transform to the transform of the game object. Cool. So what is this? Attacker and mailing. Alright, so let's do this challenge. And our challenge is to store a list of spawners to a variable, but before we do that we need to copy down the code that he just created. So let's go ahead and go to our shooter class, projectile location. So we need an update method. I don't even know what I'm doing. Private. You know, I noticed that he does private and then he doesn't do private. It's kind of confusing, but you know, I guess it is really about preference, and I choose to do it like this too. So I'm just gonna keep doing it like this. So is attacker in main? If it is, debug.log. I think this is pretty cool too. Like when you're coding and you don't really know what's gonna happen, you at least have some idea by writing down a comment, or you know, just printing out something to see, like if we're debugging or testing, and then if you know we're testing out this method, at least we can check the output to see if it works before coding the actual shooting mechanic into it. I think he did. This is also cool too. It helps remind, because sometimes when I have some ideas and then I want to implement them, but then I realize that I need to be focusing on something else, having a comment that has to do helps me separate it from the other comments, while also, you know, give myself a reminder later on when I get to this part of the code again to, if I just read it, I can, you know, remember what I wanted to do when I wrote down this comment. And yeah, so depending on whether is attacker in lane is true or not, we're going to play, or we're going to switch our animations. So this is about switching animations now. Alright, cool. And then we also need another method. Set lane spawner. I'm honestly not sure what that method does, but we do want to store a list of attack spawners, or not attack spawners, attackers, which the name is attacker. Yeah, so you want to store all the objects, I guess. Wait, let me redo it. Let me recheck. Oh, these spawners. Alright. Never mind. So we're not doing attackers, we're doing enemy spawner. So we're going to do it here, and we're going to call it bar. So enemy spawners, and then we'll do find objects of type enemy spawner. Then it stores it into a list. And I guess that's it. That was like a mini challenge. Is there a way to, I guess, use find objects of type again? Oh, never mind. We don't use var. I mean, we could, but. Alright, so let me see if I remember how for each works. That's it, for each. And then we need a parentheses. We could say attacker spawner, and enemy spawners. Is that how you do it? Oh, in spawners. Oh yeah, we need to update the y values for these just to make it a little bit more accurate, because we are following some sort of grid system in which like this represents location, like 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 1 4, etc. So we gotta make sure that these values are accurate. Where is this? Why is this -1? But I forgot to change it. What happened? Reset it. That's a 0. Oh no. Oh, that's why. We need to reset this. Well, good thing we changed it, right? Or we're gonna change it. So 1, 2, 10. Let's make it 10 1, I guess, for 10 2, 10 3, 10 4, 10 5. Let me just see that in action. Oh yeah, we still need to create the method. Alright, let's go do that too. So first of all, let's not do this first. Comment this out first. And attacker spawner. Oh right, my bad. It's enemy spawner. Because I named it differently. Alright, so let me just see how it looks like for now. Yeah, see, it's kind of off. So what we're gonna do is I guess we have to edit it right here. So play. So let's say, oh. So lane 2. How did he do that? So I guess let's just, you know, create a dummy object and just let it replicate the position of it. So like, oh no. Oh no. Oh god. So it seems like it's right there. Kind of like right here, I guess. So, wait, why is that over there now? Ah, man. Oh yeah, because I changed the rigid body. Ah, man. Alright, cancel. Alright, that's not looking how I expected it. Oh, maybe I haven't updated it to the prefab. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the capsule collider. Oh, wait, now it works. What did I do? Oh, is it because when I do the body? do I update this? Since overrides. Oh, apply. It is applied since the rigid body is right there too. So we're gonna offset it, I guess. Apply to all of it. Apply to all of it. Let's see if that works. Alright, you know what? Roughly the same. Let me just see if that's true. Alright, let's see. I'm not going to lie, this is kind of confusing. Because it's right here. Right, but it plays the animation of it, of the jumping, and then it starts walking. So we do know we need to move it down a bit, so let's go ahead and change that then. Let's reset. So the body, we know we need to go a little bit down. But he went up, so that's kind of confusing. And then we gotta see if that works. Kind of getting there. So I need to move it a little bit more down. Nope, just going to move it a little bit more down. Alright, I keep forgetting to apply it. So then we gotta override apply and hit play. There you go. I guess that works. I guess. Alright, I guess I'll just do it like that for now then. At least for now I figured out how to update the prefab. So epsilon is the lowest value. So you said I missed one step in my formula. Can you spot it? Is it the absolute value, I think? Alright, before we continue, let's go copy down the code. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it like this. So first of all, we're in our for each method, going to create a boolean called is close enough. I don't know why he capitalizes it. I think he's getting mixed up with the method name. Bool is close enough. So say that spawner, or yeah, spawner dot transform dot position dot y minus transform dot position dot y less than greater than math f dot epsilon. So the reason why we use epsilon is because in the computer It's not exactly going to be 0 at times. It could be 0.0000123 or whatever. And to make sure that we also consider that close, we use epsilon, which he mentioned that it's going to be the lowest possible value. So I guess that's like all the way to the decimal places, I guess. I don't know. I'm just going to go look it up actually. Epsilon. So tiny floating point value, mainly for read only, so that means we can't change it. If you want, we could, debug it just to see what value it comes out. I'm kind of curious myself. Alright. And yeah, we're just gonna put this in a new line. And then check if it is close enough. If it's close enough, then we want to declare a cached ref, enemy spawner, this spawner. Right, and then we stored this spawner will be the spawner of this, I guess. So that's how we determine what lane we need to be focused on. So I guess I'll comment that. Figures out what lane the shooter is at, basically. So I guess we return after this, so that way we don't need to check other spawners. I think I might be getting ahead of myself, but I guess that's how I see it. And then we also still need to do this, which is if the attacker is in lane, then we want to shoot. But before we go ahead, I am curious as what value that's printing. So we're just gonna quickly see it, check it out ourselves, what that value is. I'm guessing it's gonna be 0.000000 something. First of all, we need to spawn a defender. So it's gonna be, yeah, it's very small. It's 0.00000000014 or something. Alright. Did I say 1 point? I mean 0.0000014 something. Alright, so if spawner, I guess I got this spawner, we would need to count the child. So how do we do that? How to count number of children. Unity. Child count. So what do you know? Oh, we need to transform. Transform child count is what? Less than or equal to 0. Then turn false. And then I guess else. Oh no, I guess we just say return true. Yeah, I might switch to Visual Studio. So the reason why I don't use else here, because I guess it looks a lot neater. So we just know that if this is true, this statement's true, then we just return false. And then if that's not true, then it would just return true. It's the same thing basically, just we don't use the else. So the reason why we added the absolute is because we want to make sure there's no negatives, because that can mess up our calculation. Because let's say like the value is -5, which ultimately means that it's not close enough. But since it's less than the smallest number, because it's negative, it's gonna say it's close enough. So by making it absolute, we validate it, I guess. Oh, I just realized I'll finish this video since we're almost done, but yeah, I just realized it's 1 hour already. I guess we should try this out. Yeah, we have our debug so we can tell when it's shooting or not. I'll just play it. I just want to see if it works or not. If not, then we'll just work on it tomorrow. Yeah, so let's go ahead. So yeah, reduce it in waste since there's no enemies, but then we start shooting. So yeah, so it does work. Alright, cool. I'm gonna end it here, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.